Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. On my way to Chipotle. Getting something to eat for the family. Hello, whoever just hopped in here. Hello, hello. How are you? As always, it's not a rhetorical question. I really want to know how you're doing. So please, by all means, feel free to type a message in the chat. Let me know what's up. Speaking of the chat, let me open it. Still nothing. All right. Man, I had a busy day today. That's why I'm streaming so late. Busy day. Busy week. But yeah, just busy life. Busy day, busy week, busy month, busy year. Busy all the time. On a bit of a time crunch. I don't think I can spend a whole lot of time on this stream because my family is counting on me to bring them food. So if I get some people in here and have some decent conversations soon, that would be great. But I don't think I can wait a whole lot. I don't think I can wait around a whole lot for that to happen. Hello, whoever just stopped in here. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you're doing fantastically. That would be sweet. Man, I think as soon as my head hits the pillow tonight, I'm just gonna instantly pass out. I have just been go all day long. Never a moment for rest. Never a restful moment. All right. Hello, two people. Second person, whoever just hopped in here. Hello, how are you doing? As always, it's not a rhetorical question. I really want to know. So please type me a message in the chat. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you would like to talk about. Hello, whoever just stopped in here. People are coming in and being like, I'd rather go watch Dr. Disrespect and then just leave. I saw that Dr. Disrespect is back on. It's funny because somebody asked me a question about Dr. Disrespect last week, and less than a week later, he's on YouTube and streaming. Although I checked into that stream and all I saw was just like a screen of like this Lamborghini or other exotic car parked in some gas station with some techno-y music in the background. I didn't actually see Dr. Disrespect himself playing video games or doing. I don't even know what he does. I know he plays video games, but I don't know what else he does. But and at the time that I checked in on that, it was like 335,000 concurrent viewers, which is insane. 335,000 concurrent viewers, just getting all these. I think they're called memberships. They're not. I don't think they're called subscriptions on YouTube. On Twitch, they're called subscriptions, where you pay like $5 a month or whatever. I think on YouTube they're called memberships. Just getting membership after membership, super chat after super chat, just raking in all this money. It was really crazy to watch. All for a dude who plays video games. That is pretty remarkable. It's remarkable to see, because it's an expression of where people's values are. It's an expression of what people are willing to support, what people are willing to pay for, and how people are willing to spend their time. And entertainment is very, very, very valuable to people. People spend a lot of money on it. People spend a lot of time on it, and whenever you actually see numerically how that plays out, I mean, to me, it's pretty mind-blowing. Not hating on it. I mean, you know, people like what they like. I mean, I'm not bitter about that, but to me, it is very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, I just got a message in the chats. I can't spend a whole lot of time reading right now because I'm driving, but let's see if I can get a quick glance at it. Oh my goodness, no, I'm just kidding. Let's see. I think it says something. Yeah, hey Ben, long time. Remember me? Your name sounds familiar. How long has it been? Or was that just a funny, you know, haha, like I'm saying it's been a long time, but it hasn't really been a long time. I'm confused. Sorry, dude. But your name does look familiar to me. I'm having a hard time remembering specifically what we talked about, but so anyway, oh, somebody just DM'd me on Facebook. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, hey, sorry about that that lapse in connection there. Says, yeah, I've been on your streams. Okay, well, great. Welcome back, man. It's good to have you back. Thank you very much for joining me. Kai just sent me a wave. What's up, Kai? How are you? I think Kai is more memorable because Kai has just a nice, clean, like one syllable name. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now I'm about to park. Hello. Oh. Okay. Just pulled into the Chipotle parking lot. Figure I could spend a little bit of time with you guys, although it's weird. I had like 4 viewers, and now that I'm reconnected, I only have 1, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, let me open up the chat again. Yeah, so only 1 viewer now. Whoever you are, thank you for watching. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I don't know if it's the same people. Oh, okay. Okay. Divyang Pandy says, how's your family, your daughter? Family's doing well. Daughter's doing very well. We finished the antibiotics. Gave it to her. 7.5 milliliters of her amoxicillin twice a day for 10 days. And they've run their course, and she's doing great. She's doing great. Just as happy-go-lucky as she normally is. Yeah, family's good. Also, my wife went to the doctor, her obstetrician, the other day. Got some really, really good news. Everything with the pregnancy is going really, really well. So obviously I can't really, I don't want to get into, details about what exactly the good news was, because it's, sensitive, personal, medical stuff. So I don't want to really, spill the beans on that. But it's very, very good. Very good. Kai asks, is the prolific chemistry interviewee Mr. Anderson? No. No. Who do you... I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. Are you talking about the Paul Anderson, the guy from Bozeman, Montana? Bozeman Science, I think, is his channel name. Or it used to be Bozeman Biology. Because when I remember I was taking biochemistry, I used a couple of his videos back in the day for help. I've actually talked to him. I've talked to Paul a couple of times. I followed him on Twitter, and I've tweeted at him, and he replied. And I've also hit him up I think it was in the Facebook DMs. And I reached out to see if he wanted to collaborate years ago. He's apparently, he seems like a really, really busy guy. So I put the offer on the table. I showed him one of my videos. He said, "Oh wow, that was good work. Probably not going to be able to collaborate, just being real with you," or something to that effect. But yeah, we did have a little DM conversation. Is it Hank from Crash Course? Okay, I'm not going to say who it is. You can keep asking, you can keep guessing, but no, I want to keep it. I want to hype it up. Like, I want to keep it a secret right up until our interview. So, for anybody who might be watching who's in the dark, earlier today I put out a community post on my YouTube channel page, basically announcing that I have landed an interview. It's going to be just a, like a back and forth casual conversation with a very prolific chemistry YouTuber. We were talking in the DMs yesterday, and we finally landed on a date. The actual recording of it is going to take place on Sunday, October 16th, or Sunday, August 16th. And then I'll be able, it doesn't really require much editing or anything like that. It'll just be a conversation. So I expect to have the video published on my YouTube channel by sometime on Monday, August 17th. Walter from Breaking Bad. Oh my God, I wish. That would be awesome. Like, imagine like Bryan Cranston, like in character, and I get to talk to him. That would be so cool. So cool. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, so I'm interviewing this person, this YouTuber, who is very, very, very talented, very, very gifted educator. And I'm pretty psyched about it. It's pretty cool. It's amazing who will actually give you the time of day if you're willing to put yourself out there and ask. If you need, and that just applies everywhere. If you need things from people, if you want things from people, ask them. And if you desperately need something from people, keep asking them and bug them. Give us a clue. How many subs? I'm not gonna say how many subs. Come on. Just, accept that I'm not gonna leak it. I'm hyping it up. I want it to be a mystery. It's only like, how far away? What's today, the 6th? August 17th? It's only 11 days. Come on, 11 days isn't that big a deal. That's less than 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna say who it is. I'm not gonna leak any information or clues or details or anything like that. You're just gonna have to wait patiently and enjoy it as it comes out. If that kind of thing is enjoyable. I don't know. I always thought it was enjoyable, seeing, like, I saw this video. It was Paul Anderson from Bozeman Science, along with Patrick from Patrick JMT. He's the math tutor guy who's so good. I actually used his videos a lot when I was in college. And also Tyler DeWitt, who is a really nice guy. I've Skyped with him on a few occasions, and it was a video with the three of them. And I think the most interesting part about that video was seeing Patrick's face, because you never see Patrick's face in his videos. It's always just a camera like pointing downward at a whiteboard or something like that. You see his hands, and you hear his voice. And he actually has a very nice, like, calming sort of voice. It's like perfect for like narrating or tutoring or anything like that. So it was cool to see what he looked like. Not what I expected. Patrick JMT does not look like what I would have imagined him to look like. He actually just looks like a normal, like, skater dude with like spiky hair and stuff. It was pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure he hasn't always had the spiky hair, but anyway. So that was pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are into that at all. Just seeing, like, some of your favorite YouTubers, like, who, otherwise wouldn't have met, talking to each other for the first time. I always found it fascinating as a viewer. And so I've recently started trying to do that, as a YouTuber. As you may well know, I had a public chat with Dave Farina, aka Professor Dave Explains. He was a really nice guy. Reached out to him, and literally the day that I reached out to him, he's like, "Okay, let's do it." And that night, we recorded the conversation, and so that was really cool of him to sort of, give the little guy like me the time of day, because that guy's killing it. I mean, he's massive. And so there's somebody else that I've got lined up. Gonna interview this person August 16th, and then August 17th will be when the actual recording is published. At least that's the plan. A lot going on that weekend. August 16th, we're doing a baby shower. So some people from the church that we go to are coming to our front lawn, and we're gonna have like a socially distant baby shower for my wife. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully it won't be pouring down rain or too hot, although those are kind of like the only two possibilities around this time of year where I live. So yeah, we got a baby shower, and then I have my the recording of my interview with a really good, really prolific chemistry YouTuber. You have the video with Dave? Yeah, I published it on my channel. If you just go to my channel and look into my uploads or whatever, and it's only a few videos back, you'll see. I think the title of the video is Chatting with Dave Farina, aka Professor Dave Explains. I think that is literally like verbatim the name of the title. Kai asks, are you going to put pink powder in a balloon and pop it at the baby shower? No, we're not going to do that. That seems to me like something that people would do at a gender reveal rather than a baby shower. We didn't really do like a big gender reveal for our second daughter. It kind of feels bad because with our first daughter, like everything was brand new, and we were like super excited. I mean, we're excited now, don't get me wrong, but and also it wasn't like when we were pregnant with our first daughter, there wasn't all this like coronavirus and lockdowns and you got to wear masks and all this kind of shit. That didn't exist back in 2018. So when we were pregnant with my first daughter, but this one though, this new one though, it's the second is just it's honestly, it's just not quite as exciting as the first because you've already been there. Yeah, so everything's been pretty low key, We didn't really do much for a gender reveal. We just put out a couple of like memes on Facebook or something like that. I think we did a poll. I think my wife did a poll. Like, what do you think it's going to be, boy, girl? What do you think? So. Let me respond to some questions. Where can one send you baby gift? Oh man, I didn't even think about that. I do have an active baby registry on Amazon. I don't know if I should put that link out on my channel though. I don't know if that's like safe for me to do that. Not that you would abuse it, but I just need to think about that. I mean, I don't really need much. I'm not really asking for much from anybody. But yeah, I mean, maybe I mean, because there are a couple of expensive things that we're gonna that are on our baby registry, like this two baby stroller, because we have like a really nice one baby stroller, but we don't have a nice two baby stroller. So there's one of those on our registry. There's a couple other things on our baby registry. But if you guys are interested in contributing to the baby registry, first of all, if you're entertaining that thought, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And secondly, yeah, I'll think about it and I'll look into it and I'll sort of kind of make a decision on whether or not it's safe for me to do that. I can't imagine it being unsafe. I just want to make sure that it's okay to do that, because I might have to release my home address in order to do that, and I'm not sure if I want to do that on my YouTube channel. Again, not that anybody in here would abuse it, but I just don't know if I want to put my home address out into the World Wide Web. So we'll see. Kai asks, who do you love the most, the second or your first daughter? Come on. Did you seriously just ask me that? Come on. I love them both. I'm excited to meet my second daughter. I think it's going to be awesome. I've had so much fun with my first daughter, and I get to double the fun. It's an interesting thing when you have a second child, because you start to think like, man, like I hope I'm not all used up. I hope I have enough love to give. I hope my love hasn't just run out, with my first child. And I'm starting to understand now that love is not really a finite fixed quantity. It's created. Love is created. It's not like there's a fixed amount of love, and whenever you take, basically it's not like the first law of thermodynamics where the total amount is constant, and wherever you take from one place you have to give to another, and so on and so forth. Love is created. And so I believe that when you have a second child, you don't have to partition your love. I think you just get more of it. and you have more of it to give. If you're a loving parent, and of course we are. So yeah, it's exciting. It's very, very exciting. KMA says no need to give home address. Yeah, I understand. I know that, you know, I'm not talking about like, all I'm saying is that I'm not sure if by putting out a link for my baby registry, then that is going to leak my address. I don't know that. But anyway, Divyang says, can you give any YouTube channel suggestion for organic chemistry? Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people are saying that the organic chemistry tutor is really, really good. In fact, I put out a poll on my channel recently, or a question on my channel recently about, you know, other than me, what other chemistry YouTubers do you follow? And a couple of people responded, oh yeah, I follow the organic chemistry tutor. It's really, really good. Also, Leia for Sci is really good. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff out there for organic chemistry. Me personally, I mean, I love organic. It's my favorite, but I kind of wanted to like get all the general chem stuff done before I move on to organic chemistry. So that's my answer. Kai asks, will this be your last, or do you want a boy too? This will be my last. Yep. You know how they say one and done? Well, for us, it's 2 and through. Yeah, 2 babies, 2 girls. I have my wife, and I have 2 daughters, and we have 1 dog who is male, but he's neutered, so it doesn't really count. And he's a sweetheart too. He's a sweetheart. But yeah, a lot of estrogen in the house. I'm kind of outnumbered as a man. Kind of outnumbered. Divyang says there's a culture in India, my country, where people don't stop reproducing until they get a baby boy. Yeah, I that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, not from a like universal or secular ethics point of view, but it makes sense from like a cultural point of view. You know, you want to keep like the family name alive and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of makes sense. Kai asks, come on, don't you want your last name passed on? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, to me, like, names aren't really that important. Genetics, yes, genetics is important. I certainly want my genetics to be passed on, as any sensible biological being does. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of why any of us are here, is to propagate our genetics into the future generations. So I definitely want my genetics to be passed on, but my name, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, it's just a name. My last name is Church. So, you know, it's a very, you know, it's a simple name. You know, it's 1 syllable, and I like it because it's not hard to pronounce. Also, I think it's important to, I don't know, I guess it really depends on, you know, if in the event that my daughters get married, it depends on the last name of the man who's, you know, who they're marrying. You know, if she marries someone, if my daughter marries someone with like a really weird last name, then that might be like, that's kind of weird. But I mean, if you love them, what can you do, right? So, but yeah, I don't really put too much emphasis on names. I don't really care. But yeah, would it have been cool to have a boy? Sure. I mean, you know, like the whole father-son thing, and, you know, like fishing trips, and, you know, teaching them how to play sports. Although, you know, that all can also apply to a girl too. So it just depends on whatever the girls are interested in. I won't force anything on them. You know, I want to expose them to a bunch of different stuff just to, you know, and I definitely want, you know, with my daughters, I really want to introduce them to the outdoors as soon as possible. I want to show them like state parks. I want to show them like lakes. I want to take them out on boats. I've already taken my daughter out on a boat multiple times. I want to show them like how much cool stuff the outdoors has to offer, because I really want to make outdoorsy type of stuff like more, if I can. I mean, it's hard, but I really want to make that stuff more attractive to my daughters than, you know, just staring at a tablet all day. It's hard to compete because there's a lot of fun tablet games out there, and everybody else is doing this kind. So it's hard to compete, but that's kind of that's a worthwhile sort of battle to fight, in my opinion, is to show her camping, show her fishing, show her all these great sites, um, you know all that kind of stuff, hiking, like everything. Like I want those things to be as attractive to my daughters as possible, so they don't spend as much time on their electronics. Let's see. Which is your favorite country other than home nation? I don't know. I haven't really done a whole lot of traveling in my life. I mean, I've been to a few spots in the Caribbean. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to like the Cayman Islands. I've been to Mexico, like a couple of spots, like touristy spots in Mexico. I've also been to Costa Rica. That was pretty cool. Like there was a lot of beautiful natural sites in Costa Rica that are really cool. Been to Canada. But yeah, I've never really been to the other side of the world. Like I've never been to Europe. I've never been to anywhere in Asia. I've never been to Australia. So that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite country is other than the US. I don't know. I guess I really don't know a whole lot about other countries. I just kind of, focus on my own thing. I can definitely tell you some countries I wouldn't want to live in, but, I'm not going to name them, but, there's definitely a few countries in the world where I would not like to live. And there's some countries in the world where, the general populace, I'm not even talking about terrorists, just the general populace would just take me out of the street, and, I would be either held for ransom or just beheaded right there in front of everybody. So there are some countries just that will snatch you up and behead you just based on the color of your skin. That definitely happens. So I wouldn't visit those shitholes, and they are shitholes. I'm not afraid to say it. Not talking shit about the people who live there. They're in a very unfortunate situation, but the countries, the government, everything is just god awful in those parts of the world. Feel bad for the citizens. Kai asks, are you going to homeschool them? No, I'm not going to homeschool them. They will probably go to some kind of private school, though. We haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest, but probably some kind of private school. Public school is just AIDS. Public school is just toxic. It's dangerous. It's inefficient. It's, it's indoctrination into bullshit. I don't want to have to send my kids to public school if I can help it. But, there's something else that I wanted to ask you guys about, or I wanted to talk to you guys about. And so on Sunday, I published a video. It was basically just a stream highlight, just a clip from one of my streams about, there's a few reasons why I dislike, college, universities, like academia, stuff like that. And it was strange to me because in the first 6 hours that video was up, right? In the first 6 hours that, it's called Why I Dislike, or it's called, Ben, Why Do You Dislike Academia? In the first 6 hours that video was up, it got more hits than my last educational video did in its first 6 days. So it was just crazy to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, why do you think like just a video of like me talking shit about academia gets so much more hits than, my video on nonpolar covalent, polar covalent, and ionic bonds in the context of electronegativity? I guess that's my question. But I just saw another question. Kai asks, did you see the explosion in Beirut? And as a chemistry educator, do you really think that were fireworks? Yes, I did see the explosion. And as soon as I saw it on social media, I sent a DM to a former coworker of mine who is from Lebanon. And I said, hey man, I saw this thing. I'm so sorry. I really hope that your family's okay. And, he told me that his take on it was that apparently there's this terrorist group called Hezbollah, and they're largely in control of Lebanon currently, and they happen to have this large stockpile of ammonium nitrate. And ammonium nitrate is, among other things, a precursor for explosives. So, I mean, it's also used in like chemical fertilizers and things like that. It's a pretty versatile chemical, ammonium nitrate, but it is dangerous. And apparently there was a facility where they were storing, Hezbollah just had this stockpile of ammonium nitrate. We're talking about thousands of tons of ammonium nitrate, and they were storing it improperly. And again, this is all like according to the take on it from my friend who's from Lebanon. And, you know, if you store this stuff at the wrong conditions, you know, like I guess they were too close to the port, you know, like temperature, humidity, yada, yada, yada. If you store it under those conditions, it can cause a reaction and detonate. So that seems, I mean, fireworks, I don't know. I don't think it was fireworks. I think, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have the information. I can just tell you what I've heard. But, you know, it's hard to look at an explosion like that and try to pinpoint at what caused it. I mean, I don't know. I just hope it wasn't some deliberate attack. You know, you hate to think that, but, you know, it is the Middle East. That kind of stuff happens over there. So I hope that's not the case. But more importantly, I hope that, you know, whoever has survived, I hope that they, you know, recover well. And, you know, it's just an awful thing. And I'm really, really sad that it happened. Really, really sad. Okay, so Divyang says, maybe because your viewers are students and they do not want to be stuck in this academia. So that's why the video got more hits. People love listening to random vague opinions rather than electronegativity lectures and all. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. You know, and I think, you know, it is a little bit discouraging that, you know, a video of me, you know, just talking shit is more valuable to the audience than a video of me actually like working really, really hard to try to bring, you know, chemistry knowledge to the world. It's a little bit discouraging, but at the same time, you know, I think every content creator sort of faces that dilemma of, you know, what am I going to do to get views versus, you know, what am I going to do that I actually want to do? I think that dilemma is faced by every content creator at some point in their career, or, you know, in their online presence. So it's you know, it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Let's see. Kai just said something. Let me pull it up. For some reason I lost it. Okay, here it is. I think you could try to make your titles more clickbaitish. Something like why knowing the difference between nonpolar and polar covalent bonds is important as a chemistry student. That's a long title. That might not even be allowed to have a title that's that many characters long. But I see your point. I see what your point. I see what your point. What the hell am I trying to say? I see your point that, you know, the title is important. How you choose to title it is important. And from what I understand about that, you know, the way that, you know, YouTubers pick their titles is you can use like the YouTube search bar itself to see, you know, what the autocompletes, you know, like how, like whenever you start typing a word, you know, you'll see like the autocomplete, and the autocomplete is like it's not just some curated list. It's based on the algorithm. It's based on, you know, how many people actually search those terms. And so you can tailor your title according to what people are actually searching for. And that's how apparently, you know, people can sort of optimize their titles. Another thing that I've recently started doing is I've recently started putting hashtags in my YouTube descriptions. So that's been a long endeavor. I've just been, you know, it's kind of, because I have hundreds of videos, and it's like going back and putting hashtags in the YouTube descriptions of every one of my videos is pretty exhausting. So it's kind of something that I do, you know, when I have like a little bit of downtime, like I'm waiting on a reaction at work for an hour, and I'll just go to my computer and start banging out some hashtags on YouTube descriptions. But anyway, so yeah, I do appreciate the suggestions, though. I appreciate the suggestions. Any kind of feedback that I can get that would help me out, I wholeheartedly appreciate it. So thank you. Divyang says, all right, Ben, please take care. And once again, congratulations. See you. All right, man. Yeah, thanks for Thanks for hopping in here. I really appreciate it. Oh man, let me try to pronounce this name. Purushottam Matter. How did I do? Probably not well. Says, hello, sir. I got through my 12th grade chemistry thanks to your videos. Heart emoji. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your feedback. I am so glad to know that my content was helpful for you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Those type of contents just bing, brighten my day right up. So, mwah! Thank you. Kai says, one other reason could be that students are currently on break, so they aren't really looking for science videos. Yes, that's actually very, very a good point that you bring up. Is that my, you know, and if I showed you my analytics, it would be very, very clear. You know, June through August, probably even like May through August or April through August are pretty slow months. And then like you hit like I hit like a valley at August, like I hit like a local minimum at August, and then in September it spikes right back up again. So hopefully by, you know, releasing content and doing these frequent live streams and stuff like that, I'm hoping that I've set myself up for a pretty good September views wise. But we'll have to see. I'll keep trying to work hard on it, but we'll have to see. There's another thing I was going to say. Oh, there's another thing, you know, speaking of analytics, there's another thing that I noticed about when I was looking through my analytics, which I don't spend a lot of time looking through my analytics, but occasionally I'll look through my analytics. And one thing that I noticed is that about like 98% of the people who view my videos are not subscribed to me. Only 2% of my views are actually coming from subscribers to my channel. The other 98% are from people who aren't subscribed. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to, like, you know, encourage people to subscribe. And then of course they'll be more likely to view the content, especially if they click that notification bell. Purushottam Matter says, I forward your channel to my juniors struggling in chem all the time. Your vids help Indian students a lot. Thank you. Yeah. And, you know, going back to my analytics again, India is actually the second country behind only the United States where I get most of my views. It's not Canada. It's not anywhere in, you know, Europe or Australia. It's India. India, next to the United States, is my top country for who's viewing my content. So I definitely appreciate all my Indian viewers out there. You guys are awesome. You know, in my experience working with people of Indian descent, it's like they're such a hardworking, like industrious people. Like they just work so hard. Like they're, you know, especially like the lab workers that I've seen who are from India, like they are always in that lab. They're always working like super hard. And for the most part, they're very chill. Like they're very, like they have like this, they're very level-headed. I don't see them getting angry very much at all. And they're just really nice people, So maybe one of these days I'll put that on my bucket list to go to India for a vacation or something. I think that'd be cool. Maybe during that holiday where everybody's like throwing colored powder at everybody. That would be sweet. I would love to do that. I just have to remember that, you know, my right hand is the one that I use for everything except for one thing. Left hand is only used for one thing. Right hand, everything else. Anyway, so I should probably get going pretty soon. Like I said earlier, I have to get some Chipotle. I have to get some food for my family. My wife's probably really, really wanting me to come home now because it's been a long day for her in addition to me. So, gonna get going soon. He says, the main reason my juniors watch your channel is because you teach concepts very well. Our teachers mainly teach by rote learning method. Oh, okay. Thanks, man. Yeah. I don't know. You know, when I teach, it's hard. Like sometimes I try to put myself in the mind of a student, or I try to bring in some sort of analogy that really helps things click. Anyway. Kai says Chipotle isn't really that healthy. I think it depends on what you order. I mean, if you get like a bunch of sour cream and you're smothering everything in queso, then yeah, it's not that healthy. But I mean, their meat I think is pretty wholesome. Like their steak or their chicken, I think is pretty wholesome stuff. You know, you get like brown rice and black beans. Like, what's so unhealthy about that? I mean, it's not the healthiest thing in the world, and I'm not trying to claim that it is, but it's infinitely better than like, you know, than like McDonald's or Wendy's or anything like that. So. Also, like, I'm not a super healthy eater. Like a little less now than before, but you know, for the longest time, I just ate wherever I wanted to. My body just has a really good metabolism. I kind of hit the genetic jackpot on that one. I would literally eat like just whatever I want. Like I see something, it looks good, I eat it. And for the longest time, I was like the same weight. You know, from like age 16 to age like 28, I was like the same weight that whole time. So, do you know how to cook? Yeah, I know how to cook. My favorite method of cooking is by grilling. I don't have a grill at the moment. I had a grill back in Florida, but it was kind of falling apart. So I abandoned my grill. I left it in Florida, and I'm gonna get a new one probably like on, you know, Black Friday or something, when they have like the sales, you know, day after Thanksgiving, when they have, you know, really good sales on grills. I'll probably get a grill around then, and then I'll get back to grilling. But I love grilling, especially like, you know, steaks or kebabs or stuff like that. Like I can grill a pretty good steak. So, but you know, I can do a lot without a grill too. Like I can cook some pretty good chicken, you know. Put some nice, they have this Weber seasoning, this garlic sriracha seasoning that's really good. Just rub that on some, in some chicken, on some chicken with some olive oil so it sticks, and just, you know, cook the whole breasts or tenderloins or whatever on the stovetop with olive oil. You know, you cook it for about, I don't know, depending on how thick it is, maybe, you know, 5 to 8 minutes or something like that on one side. Then you flip the chicken over, reduce the heat a little bit, and then put the cover over it, cover it up, and it just lets that juice just, you know, get all up in there, and it's delicious. You know, the important thing with chicken is not to overcook it, because then it'll just taste all dry. But overcooked is better than undercooked, because if you undercook chicken, you can get like, you know, salmonella poisoning, and nobody wants that. So, but yeah, I know my way around the kitchen a little bit. Kai says, I thought you were vegan. Why did you think that? I never said I was vegan. No, I love meat. I love steak, I love ribs, I love bacon. That's no way I would be vegan. No disrespect to people who are. I just, I love meat. I like fish too. I like fish. I very rarely order fish when I go out though, because the portions are so small. Like, and I'm usually too hungry. You know, I could eat like 2 portions of fish. It costs a lot of money. Fish is very expensive, but I do enjoy it. Good stuff. KMA says take care. All right, KMA. Hey, thanks for your support, and I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I really should get going too. Got 6 viewers now. It's my peak, but unfortunately I have to go. If you have any last minute thoughts, comments, questions, make sure to let me know now. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will look into the idea of posting a link to my Amazon baby registry. If I can do it without divulging my personal address, I will. Yeah, thank you guys for being supportive. I really appreciate it. And if you're not following me on some of the other social media platforms, I do have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have Twitter. All of those links can be found on my YouTube channel page. At the top, there's a banner. On the bottom right-hand corner of that banner, you can find the links for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my Discord. People are slowly joining my Discord. I don't know how many I have in my group, in my server now, but I'm slowly picking up steam, getting some people in there. So, you know, maybe we can do some kind of group chat session or something like that in the near future. I think that would be fun. Lots of possibilities abound. So I'll read this last message. I'm returning to your vids because I want to brush up on my chemistry in lockdown. I'm surprised how much chem is required for mechanical engineering, and many engineers probably watch your videos before tests. Oh, okay, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't realize that either, but you know, obviously, like, general chemistry is kind of like a prereq for a lot of stuff. So on some level, it kind of doesn't really surprise me. Kai Kai says, you actually just set up a P.O. box and pick it up at the post office. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll consider that. I'll consider that. I actually had a P.O. box, but I stopped paying for it and they closed it because that was just until I got my house. But I'll look into it. I will look into it. But thank you guys for for saying that you'd like to contribute to it. That would be, I mean, that would be amazing. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, I gotta go. Talk to you later. Bye.